Day 1. Indigenous. Native.
The forest was replete with the kind of wildlife that is indigenous to Africa.
Gregarious. Sociable.
At the party, the gregarious hostess scurried from group to group, making friends and influencing people.
Habitat. Natural environment.
The alcoholic was found supine in his favorite habitat, Ryan's bar.
Cursory. Hasty, not thorough.
Sherlock Holmes took a cursory glance at the cryptic message and decoded it instantly.
Interloper. An unauthorized person.
Electric eyes, watchdogs, and other nuances were there to keep out an interloper.
In a beeline. Taking the straightest, shortest route.
When the couple left, the babysitter made a beeline for the refrigerator.
Meet the bees. One of the most interesting inhabitants of our world is the bee, an insect that is indigenous to all parts of the globe, except the polar regions. The honeybee is a gregarious insect, whose habitat is a colony, that he shares with as many as 80,000 bees. Although the individual bees live for only a few days, their colony can be operative for several years. A cursory study of the activities of these insects reveals an orderliness and a social structure that is truly amazing. For example, bees in a particular hive have a distinct odor, therefore, when an interloper seeks access, they can identify him quickly and repulse his invasion.
Week 16, Day 2. Prolific. Producing abundantly.
The usually prolific novelist was frustrated by her failure to come up with a good plot.
Bulwark. Protection.
Some feel that the United States should be a bulwark to the inchoate democracies around the world.
Sedentary. Largely inactive, accustomed to sitting.
The typist shook off the fetters of her sedentary life and joined a mountain climbing expedition.
Frugal. Thrifty.
Frugal shoppers occasionally badger supermarket managers for bargains.
Antithesis. Exact opposite.
Len, the gregarious twin, was the antithesis of Lon, the reticent one.
The world, the flesh, and the devil. Temptations that cause man to sin.
By entering the monastery he sought to avoid the world, the flesh, and the devil.
Queens, workers, drones. Each colony of honeybees consists of 3 classes: A. The queen, who is a prolific layer of eggs; B. The worker, who is the bulwark of the colony; and C. The sedentary drone, whose only function is to mate with a young queen. The queen lays the eggs that hatch into thousands of female workers. Some queens live as long as 5 years and lay up to 1 million eggs. The frugal worker builds and maintains the nest, collects and stores the honey, and is the antithesis of the lazy drone, or male honeybee, who does not work and has no sting. When the drone is no longer needed, the workers, in effect, liquidate him by letting him starve to death. It's a cruel, cruel world.
Week 16, Day 3. Altruistic. Unselfish.
The good-hearted doctor went into the jungle purely for altruistic reasons.
Embellish. Adorn, touch up.
Every time the irate motorist told about the accident, he had a tendency to embellish the story.
Cache. Secret hiding place.
Through a fortuitous remark, the cache of the art thieves was discovered.
Coterie. Small group having something in common.
A coterie of bridge players made our clubroom their permanent habitat.
Cupidity. Greed.
We warned him that his reprehensible cupidity would eventuate in a loss of all his friends.
To make bricks without straw. To attempt to do something without having the necessary materials.
My uncle's business schemes always fail because he tries to make bricks without straw.
Spotlight on the worker. Let us examine the activities of the altruistic workers in greater detail. After the workers have constructed a hive of waterproof honeycomb, made from beeswax, the queen begins to lay eggs in the first cells. While some workers embellish the hive, others fly out in search of nectar and pollen. With their long tongues they gather nectar, and use their hind legs to carry the pollen from the flowers. They fly directly back to the hive, and then dance around the honeycomb, their movements indicating the direction of the flowers. Meanwhile, other workers have been cleaning cells, caring for the young, and guarding the precious cache of nectar. Another special coterie is entrusted with heating or cooling the hive. Dedicated to the welfare of the queen, and the entire insect community, all of these workers display a complete absence of cupidity.
Week 16, Day 4. Virtuosity. Great technical skill.
The eminent artist, famous for his virtuosity, was admired by classicists and beatniks alike.
Temerity. Foolish boldness.
For having the temerity to declaim against the majority leader, the freshman senator was given the worst committee assignments.
Amorous. Full of love.
A landmark in the history of amorous drama is Romeo and Juliet.
Progeny. Descendants.
The Bantu chief and all his progeny were noted for their valor.
Saturate. Soak, fill up completely.
Television in the new century was saturated with the rebirth of the old quiz shows.
To have the upper hand. To gain control.
I had him at my mercy, but now he has the upper hand.
The Saga of the Queen Bee. Although the virtuosity of the workers is remarkable, the queen bee is really the main story. Workers choose a few larvae to be queens, feeding them royal jelly, a substance rich in proteins and vitamins. While the queen is changing from a larva to a pupa, a team of workers builds a special cell for her. Soon the young queen hatches, eats the prepared honey, and grows strong. After she kills any rivals who have the temerity to challenge her, an amorous note is injected. She flies from the hive, and mates with one or more drones on her first flight. Then the process of egg-laying begins. When her progeny saturate the hive, scouts are dispatched to find a new location, and the bees swarm after their leader, to begin the amazing cycle again.
Week 17.